It's a pretty good story. It happened a long time ago, back when I was in the Navy. This was, I think, on the Bonhomme Richard. We were in the South China Sea, steaming along. It was during the Vietnam War. I was in a new division on a new ship, and I didn't really like these guys. They were kind of too much spit and polish for me. I mean, I liked the Navy sometimes. I didn't really like the people I worked for, but well, it was better than an alternative. I didn't really want to go into military service, but I got I got caught. Well, I was stealing. I got caught stealing stuff, and when I went to court, the judge would give me a choice. He said, go to jail or go to the military. I didn't want to crawl through the jungles or nothing, so I joined the Navy. I mean, after all, join the Navy, see the world, right? All right, that was my bag. So now I'm stuck on board this doggone bird farm aircraft carrier, and I don't know how it's going. It's just not going too well. We got this new chief and stuff like that, and he's a real spit and polish type guy. He's more concerned with how you look, whether your shoes are shined or you got a haircut and stuff like that, rather than whether you're doing your job right. And I just don't go for that kind of crap. Well, anyway, on this particular morning, I got shook and woke up, and I had to get out of bed and hurry down and muster with the troops, and we're lined up like in rows like grandma's onions there, and the chief comes out, Chief Torres he is. He's our new chief, chief petty officer. He's our boss, Comes out there in his starch khaki uniform, with his ski dunk ribbons all over his chest and stuff, and struts around like a little bantam rooster, Juan Manuel Torres was his name, He just puffs his chest out and says, starts lecturing to us, said, "Men, we got a problem on this ship, and I don't like it. I don't like it. We've got a thief in the division, and I'm going to find out who he is. We had a thief on my last ship, Found out what happened to that turkey. He spent 3 days on bread and water in the brig, and I'm going to find out who is the thief in this division too." And just to find out, me and the master at arms here, standing behind him, was Felix Mendez, the master at arms. I don't like this guy at all. He once gave me a house cook shit for not having when I tried to get off the boat in Singapore, 3 hours, liberty, I lost getting a haircut for this turkey here. And he's sitting back there behind the chief with that sneaky little grin on his face. So the chief says, okay, me and the master at arms here, we put together a little plan. We took a wallet, this wallet right here, and we put it in somebody's dungarees that were hanging on their rack. And on that is a special dye, a special powder. You can't see it. But when that thief dumps his hands in water, his hands will turn blue. Well, we put that wallet back there, and one of you guys' dungarees that was hanging on the corner of your rack, and overnight, somebody moved it. They got in it, got the $20 bill out of it, and put the wallet back in. And this morning, in this division, I'm going to find out who that was that got that $20 bill. He turns to the master at arms and says, "Bring that bucket of water out here." Brought a bucket of water out, set it right down in front of us. Said, "Okay, we're going to dunk our hands in that, one at a time." Well, they started off with Abercrombie, through the whole alphabet. Of course, it was a long time before they got to me, young, and there was only Zimmerman behind me. Gee, everybody was looking at me because they knew how I got in the Navy. They knew I got in the Navy because I'd been caught stealing. I could see Torres looking at me. I knew that he thought he had me. And quite frankly, back when I was a kid, I used to walk in my sleep. And then I had this fever and stuff from malaria. Maybe it was me. Well, they continued to dump their hands. They were going down the list to get to the right guy. Soon they'd get to me. I stuck my hands in my pocket. I don't know. I was all nervous. I mean, sweat was pouring off my face. If I wasn't guilty, I sure looked like it. And I felt in my pocket, and there was something in there. I slowly pulled it out, and It was a $20 bill. I stuffed it back in there. And finally, it was my turn. I went up and I slowly dunked my hands in water and I pulled them up. And I looked at them. There was no blue. I felt just like the world had been on my shoulders and all of a sudden it had been lifted. I couldn't believe it. I felt sure it would have been blue. Zimmerman's hand didn't come up blue either. As we were walking back to our duty stations, my friend Broderick tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, young, get that 20 I stuck in your pockets last night? Remember, I owed it to you from the poker game last week."